How is it going, everyone? Welcome to more Gran Turismo 4. I guess today we're gonna continue the Formula GT championship. I say I guess because I wasn't planning on doing this today, but the lack of ideas made me do this. So hey, why not? So it's the race 12. That means that we're getting pretty close to the end. Well, as I say the other day, it's only 2 streams remaining, this one included, so let's see. Tim, we're going to Nurburgring today? No way. I thought they were gonna leave this for last, but I guess not. Damn. I don't think I was mentally prepared for this. Whatever. And I am aware that doing this without racing aids is a suicide, but... Him, Nurburgring, really? I thought they really were gonna leave this one for last. Well, what are they gonna leave for last now, then? Like, Suzuka is gonna be the last one? Are they so proud of Suzuka circuit they just leaving it for last? Damn, I didn't really have the plan to try hard today, and this is definitely something that requires tryharding. Like, this is a very hard track, as you can see. On the bright side, I wanna believe... I wanna believe that the pit stop is gonna be the same. Because if the pit stop is not the same, we are absolutely fucked. No matter what. I'm assuming it's gonna be every 2 laps. Yeah, that's not where you wanna go, but that's fine. Yeah. An overtaking here is already a pain in the ass with any other car. Fuck me, dude. I almost didn't go off track, but I just had to slightly go off track. God damn it. It's fine, don't worry about it. Surely this is only gonna be painful at the beginning. Problem is that this is a track that you don't really get used to. Well, some people do, not me. It's a track that, not like you have too many... I don't think there is any amount of laps that you can have to get used to this track. This track is just that hard. And here you have 15 laps, which by the way is also a lot, in case there was any doubt. But... even with that amount, I don't know if I can get used enough to the corners. We will see though. And as I say, we are fully relying... Oh, what the hell was that? Fully relying in the fact that these guys are gonna pit stop on the same lap that I will. If that doesn't happen, you can say goodbye to winning this. You can say goodbye to that. I can't believe that. Oh, anything more, please? God damn, that was terrible. And that wasted a lot of time, as you would expect. I have a feeling that I might need to retry this, but I'm not a fan of that. Just that at this point winning seems impossible. At this point I think that my chances of winning have evaporated. Though doing this without driving aids really seems impossible, dude. Like, this is too much for for a circuit like this. Much as I don't want to turn them off, I feel like this track is an exaggeration to have no driving aids at all. Really think it is an exaggeration. Oh well. 23 seconds, that's a lot. Surely I can make a comeback, right? I kinda doubt it, mostly because of the... Oh, I cannot do this, dude. I think that I'm gonna do one lap and then I'm just gonna retry with driving aids, because this is not going anywhere. Like, I cannot do this. This is just not possible. The problem is that Nurburgring has way too narrow like the asphalt part is very, very small. It's very hard to do anything with it, with a car like this one. I mean, with driving aids, I think I will have the same problem, because, I mean, here, without the driving aids, you have the issue that it's very, very hard to get corners right, but a lot of this, I essentially got destroyed because of stepping on the grass. That's not gonna change without, like, with driving aids, right? But damn, that's brutal. And what's even more brutal is the tire usage. Like, they are already getting that badly here. That's a very bad signal. Like, basically by the end of the next lap, the tires are gonna be terrible. They are gonna be square instead of circular. Actually, they are gonna be circular here. I mean, they're gonna be complete already. It is the way it is. Also something that wouldn't have changed with driving aids. If anything, probably with driving aids it might have been worse, because it will make my corner entries way more aggressive. Also, why is this guy so far behind? Did you get into an accident or what? You're not supposed to be this far behind. Yeah, at least compared to everyone else. What? Yeah, into accidents. But it seems like he's the only one that is getting into these accidents, huh? So that's weird. See, the ones in front of me seem to be doing well. Well, I'm gonna be getting into accidents pretty soon. Well, I didn't mean those type of accidents, though. I meant when my tires meet their end, which is gonna happen soon. God damn it, what am I even doing here? But look, that's a chicane skip. Probably one of the only skips you have in this track. This is not going anywhere. This is I'm curious to see. But see, here's the thing. Here, the car is gonna be impossible to control because of the tires. That will happen the same with driving aids, you know. That won't change. You will have to pit stop every single lap if you didn't want that to be the case. And well, with driving aids that might actually be doable. Just that here it's undrivable. Like, this thing is absolutely undrivable. Yeah, I mean, look at the fact that they are gonna be red before you even get to the final straight. Okay. I'm gonna reset the game, and I'm gonna do this with driving aids. And even that is not a guarantee of winning, but at least it should be better than this, without a doubt. Like, this is unbelievable. That's crazy, dude. I'm glad that I save before every race. Though, the thing here is that I don't think that matters too much. Because the thing is that, as I said the other day, if I forfeited every single race right now, I will still win the championship. So I'm just doing this because I want to win every race, not because I particularly care about the points. Though I need to do two things. First of all, the resolution thing that I always have to do. Well, then that was some messed up shit that happened back there. Because it's multiple issues in one, basically. Like tar usage and all of that. Alright. Go back to this. So, driving aids to default. Remember 10.10.5 is the default. Just like that. Okay. And then we gotta... Like, this at least should be fine to get me through the first lap. After that, though, I don't know. I probably will need to pit in every single... every single lap. Which will mean 15 pit stops. That seems unreasonable. But the alternative is more or less what you saw. That thing at the end with the tires completely worn out is what will happen regardless of what I do. I also gotta get used to this, because it's been quite some time since I used the driving aids, you know? It's hard to control when you are not very used to it. But well, not harder than without the driving aids, but the thing is that it takes a little bit to get used to them. It's basically... Here it's basically deciding between two things. The first one is, do I want to... Well, actually it's only one thing. Do I want to pit in this lap, or do I want to pit in every 2 laps? Because if I were to pit in this lap, it will essentially make it so I need a good enough advantage to keep them behind. Oh, damn, that wasn't even the right corner. I wouldn't mind doing this if this was a regular track, but being Nurburgring doing this sort of stuff is absolutely crazy. Well, I'm oversteering even with driving aids. It's pretty funny. Because it's not just doing the corner in itself, but also keep in mind that this is an extremely bumpy track. Like, it has more bumps than a public road. Well, that depends on where you live, I guess, but here you can more or less see it. You don't need to be blind to see that there are a lot of bumps here. The car constantly moving up and down. That's not that big of a deal when you are... Oh, what the hell? See, it's what I mean. The reason why I lost control there is precisely exclusively because of the bumps. Like, those are not an issue when you're using a car that makes sense for a track like this, but when you use a Formula car, that's a different story. Here the thing is that they really should have included the Grand Prix version of Nurburgring instead of only including Nordschleife. I mean, if you already have the rights to Nurburgring Nordschleife, I'm pretty sure that it's not that hard to get the rights of Nurburgring GP, right? So rather than the rights, maybe it's because they didn't have the time to develop it or something. I don't know. Jesus. And here it really depends on how much advantage I have compared to these guys. Because let's say that I have like 20 seconds of advantage. In a situation like that, I could very easily afford to pit in every single lap. But looking at this advantage, I don't think that's gonna happen. But if that doesn't happen, that means that I have to withstand the super worn tires halfway through the second lap. That doesn't seem very nice at all. And how much is this? Like, this is gonna be 6 minutes per lap. Ironically, that means that it's gonna be relatively short compared to the other race. It's gonna be an hour and a half. Well, not really that short. It's like only 10 minutes less than the previous one, so... Yeah, like, pitting in here will probably be like getting defeated. Like, those 7 seconds are not gonna do shit. But at the same time, this is also half a mistake. Because I can guarantee you that, as always, the AI is gonna have the tires fine. So the only one that is in very big need of pitting in is me. It's none other than me, you know? I'm the only one with that need. So all of this advantage that I'm getting right now will be essentially mandatory by the time that I run out of tires, basically. I wonder when that will happen. I think that in the previous attempt it happened a lot earlier, simply because all the drifts that I did, unintentional drift of course, but drifts nonetheless. I think that's the only reason why that happened there. But here, I don't know. Actually, it doesn't seem like it's doing that badly. Wasn't it already around here that my tires were getting orange? Or was it later? Can't remember. And that part is crazy, dude. As you know that in parts like that, using a normal car, the suspension of those cars will probably be enough to make sure that the impact on the driving is not that bad. But here you're using a Formula car. Like, these things are pretty much glued to the ground, so any irregularity that the track is gonna have, you're gonna feel it so much. So this is where the problem starts. You already see that my tires are getting orange. Essentially, even with driving ace winning, this is not gonna be free. That's crazy. They didn't even have something like in Laguna Seca where the AI gets into random accidents. No, here they are driving like gods. Wow, that was bad. So essentially, the challenge of the second lap of every stint is making it to the pits without kissing the wall every 2 seconds. After the halfway point of the lap, that is. Because before that, it's the same as the first one. But that will be the biggest issue. I'm also surprised that... Because you know that the lack of driving ace, what usually does is making slow corners hard. But here it seems that even doing these very fast corners took me a while. Well, took me a while. I couldn't even do it without the ace. And my tires right now are square shape. But yeah, good luck with that. I wanna check if OBS, because you know that when I reset the game, I take out the OBS source. It would be funny if you were looking at a black screen right now. It's okay. Nothing out of the ordinary is really happening, you know. I mean, aside from me driving in Nurburgring. Yeah, and they are starting to get tomato red, the tires. At least that shouldn't be a problem for this long ass straight, but then I cannot even get into the straight. These things are drifting just for steering, as it is to be expected. And as you can see, my opponents don't care. My opponents are keeping the same distance without, you know, showing any signs of problem. In 15 seconds, just like that, no problem. They will pit in on this same lap, I want to believe. I mean, if they don't, I don't know what to think. That will be next level bullshit if they don't. Alright, we're into the pits. I'm gonna check OBS real quick. You know, OBS is fine. Don't worry about it. Okay. So, wait, are they not gonna pit in? Or are... Okay, no, never mind, they are pitting in. Hey, what's out to say? Alright. So I guess all in all... What sort of of pit exit is that? Like, you just threw me right into the wall. Mercilessly. If that's how it is on the second lap of every stint, I don't think it's gonna be that big of an issue, actually. It's a shame because I would have liked to see if I could get there without the driving ace, so I just don't think it's very realistic at all. doing this without driving it. I don't particularly mind because it's not like I did the whole championship without them. So yeah. At the beginning I didn't even know what to expect from these races. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, this track is not meant to be used by these cars. I can tell you that. It's the same issue that Laguna Seca has. And I actually investigated. Laguna Seca was never used for Formula 1, as expected. It's not a track for Formula 1. It's terrible. I mean, you can make the same argument with Monaco, a track that is absolutely terrible for Formula 1, and it is. But I guess that. I mean, if Laguna Seca for some reason was one of the founding tracks of Formula 1, they probably would want to keep the tradition as well. They did it, I guess. I mean, I was expecting Nurburgring to be an issue without the aids, but I wasn't expecting it to be like this. It actually took me by surprise. You know that today's not a day that I wanted to try hard anything, because I don't think I feel particularly well today. I feel like I'm about to catch a cold. You know that every time that happens, you usually feel like shit, and I do, kinda. So tryharding wasn't really on my menu today. But it happens. But now, even if I was in like the best day to try hard, doing this without driving aids, I don't think I could have done. But it makes me wonder if Hong Kong shows up, if I should disable the aids or not. Because with Hong Kong, I already say that the result is gonna be very similar to this and to Laguna Seca, but that's the thing. Laguna Seca only went well because my opponents could not stop having accidents. If they drive perfectly like they do here, I will not have won that. And it makes me think that Hong Kong is gonna be the exact same. Like it's gonna be close to impossible. Not to mention Hong Kong is gonna be the track that is gonna have the biggest amount of pit stop disparity ever. Like I'm probably gonna pit stop like twice as much as my opponents, and I mean that's not a problem if you can get a good advantage, but I don't think that's something that I can do without driving aids. I don't think so. Okay, here I think we are more or less free to win this one. I mean, we could still lose all that advantage in one of the second laps of one of these stints when the tires start crying. When that happens, I definitely believe that a sudden accident is possible. But yeah, I don't know. Yes, the biggest surprise is how... Now, I mean, comparing Le Mans to this track, aside from both being long tracks, I don't think it makes much sense. Because this has very complex corners. And as you can see, a lot of these corners are fast, which is also the case in Le Mans, but I don't think the corners at Le Mans are anything close to technical. Here you have like a blind corner in an uphill like every 2 seconds, you know? Not to mention the insane amount of places where there is like a very fast section into an extremely slow corner. And there are no indicators, by the way. Like, that's the beauty of this track, right? Like, you're supposed to memorize everything, because it cannot even bother giving you actual indicators. Yes, you have some signs on the side of the road that you can use as an indicator, but they are all so small, and not to mention that some of them you pass by them extremely fast. It's absolutely crazy. Le Mans, at least in that regard, I don't remember exactly if it had signs, but it's a track that has predictable corners, more or less. This thing is the opposite of predictable. Like, maybe one day I will be able to memorize the entirety of Nordschleife. I don't think I will. I feel like this is one of those tracks that is the exception to absolutely everything. Everything that you can think of, this track is an exception of that. As I say, right now, my biggest question is what's gonna be the final track then? My bet is in Suzuka Circuit. Like, they are super proud of Suzuka Circuit because it's a Japanese track that is also featured in the Formula calendar, so they are most likely leaving that one for last. Because if they already use Nurburgring here, there is no other track that will be possibly more important. There's just no way. Situation. A lot of these corners that you're supposed to do fast, with the tires in this state, is like you cannot do that. In fact, I'm starting to consider the idea of pitting in every single lap. I feel like that's gonna be a better idea. I cannot even do the carousel. Pitting in every lap is probably the right choice. Because I should get enough of an advantage to get away from these guys fast enough. That pitting in that often shouldn't be a problem. It's a pain in the ass, but I think it's even more painful to do like the remnant of the lap like this. Going this fast with tires like this feels like I don't know. Like whatever you want to think of, that is very risky. Because it is very risky. Okay. I mean, it's not a long pit stop at all. So pitting in every lap also wouldn't really have that issue. You know, after seeing this, I can forget about the idea of using, like, of doing this without driving aids. Like, that's just impossible for me. Maybe for some genius citizen, but this without driving aids, if I'm already almost getting overtaken with them, without them, well, you don't even have to imagine it, you already saw it. 40 seconds of difference with the first place by the time you reach the second lap, or well, halfway through the second lap, but yeah. That's what the result is. Oh no. Not very recommended. You know, in a way 15 laps looks like it's very short compared to the 24-hour endurance that I think that were something like 200 laps or something crazy like that. Yeah, I mean, anything when you compare it to a 24-hour endurance is gonna be a show. Obviously. And something worth noting here is that apparently there's only one guy that is very clearly ahead of everyone, which is obviously the second place. And then everyone else, well, I guess it's two things at the same time. There is one guy that is super ahead, and there is one guy that is super behind. And then you have three guys going at a relatively similar pace. I gotta say relatively, because they look close in the minimap, but I don't think they are that extremely close to each other physically. They are relatively far away. These corners are crazy. These corners are absolutely crazy. And there are like two of them like that. You don't expect the corner to be so degenerate until it comes and you realize it is. That's the word. Those are degenerate corners. Those are corners that are not moral. They should be illegal. You know? So another thing that Nurburgring has is that the pianos are extremely small. And the pianos being small means that whenever you try to take a corner and you're taking it fast at its limit, the room for error is almost non-existent. In fact, I'm surprised this track hasn't been outlawed yet. This is extremely dangerous. Well, theoretically, any racing track, even if it's a circuit precisely meant for racing and not a collection of roads like this one, even if that was the case, you can still die at any moment, you know. I mean, one of the most popular Formula drivers died in a circuit that was made for racing. I'm not mistaken, he died in Imola, right? One of the Italian tracks. Talking about Ayrton Senna, of course. So it's not like accidents only happen in, you know, tracks like this that are not really racing tracks, but just a lot of roads merged together. No, it doesn't happen only there. It happens in anywhere where you go fast. But here it feels that it's even more fucked up. So at the same time, if the Formula One organizers were crazy enough to host a Formula One race in the Nordschleife variant of Nurburgring, that would probably be a record-breaking event in terms of like, you know, views and stuff. Because it would essentially be a shit show. No, I don't think they will do that. I don't think they will be allowed. I mean, it all depends on, you know, on relative morality, right? Because right now, endangering people that do sports, in this case the Formula One drivers, is something that obviously is not acceptable anywhere, right? Because that's the moral consensus, that someone that does sports, well, legally at least, should not, like, should be set to safety standards. But hey, maybe one day the collective morality completely changes and suddenly it's okay to make you know, people that do sports to get exposed at lethal dangers. Maybe at some point, you never know, the morality changes and now that's okay to do. And if that's the case, imagine Formula One on this track. That will be something. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the main reason for it. I don't think Formula One has any problem in terms of money or anything like that. The reasons are purely for safety. Well, I was gonna say, it's mostly the infrastructure that a Formula One race needs, like installing the multiple systems with DRS and shit like that wouldn't be possible. But I mean, if you really wanted, you could just make a completely raw race without any electronic shit. Just like, you know, like the old days of racing where there wasn't a single electronic in the car. But hey, as I say, for that to happen, you will have to have no issues endangering the lives of the drivers. And yeah, that, at least for the time being, is not gonna happen. I mean, I didn't check if there was like one instance of a Formula 1 race that was made in Nordschleife. I don't think I need to look it up. I'm pretty sure that never happened, right? Pretty sure they wouldn't do that. Yeah, I can guarantee you that if they did that, at least amongst the motorsport enthusiasts, it probably will be the most popular event by a very long shot. Everyone will be watching it. It's kind of like, it's the equivalent of if suddenly, you know, the Roman Colosseum where you need to find lions and shit like that. It's like that came back, you know. People want to see a bloodbath. A lot of them don't admit it, but they do want to. They want to see a shit show. They want to see people die. It might sound fucked up, and it is fucked up, but it is what it is. Like, if it was legal for that shit to still exist, I can guarantee you that it will be very popular. Well, it's kind of like bullfighting in Spain, right? For some reason that's still legal, and it still has a shit ton of spectators, even though it's extremely immoral in every single way, and I really don't know how it's still allowed, but yeah, people like that sort of shit. It's not for everyone, but there's definitely interest in that. It is what it is. Also, it wasn't that bad that this lap with the completely destroyed tires, I didn't do that badly. Now the issue is that with that reset that I had to do at the beginning of the stream, I'm feeling that this stream is gonna take longer than anticipated, which is gonna be annoying, but it most likely will be the case. I think that at this point my advantage is gonna be impossible to... I shouldn't say impossible, but it's a very big advantage. And at least in this first lap it should get bigger as well. I also think that, you know, most likely I keep missing this chicane. I don't do it on purpose, believe it or not. I was about to say that. I mean, it's too early to say, but I think I probably want to like finish this off tomorrow. Since tomorrow is guaranteed to be the last stream of this championship, might as well finish it off right there, you know? I don't think it will be a bad idea. All I hope is that the next track is not Hong Kong. I feel like having two try-hard races in a single stream is a little bit of an exaggeration. I would actually welcome it if it's Suzuka circuit. That would be nice. But there's only 3 tracks remaining. Pretty sure that both Hong Kong and Suzuka are locked in. So then it's a matter of knowing what's the very final one. And the very final one, it's either Opera Paris Seattle or an original track. I mean, it could be an original track. In fact, I'm still waiting for them to put a special stage, like the night track. The fact that that's still not a thing is very annoying. I mean, still not a thing in this championship. I feel like it will fit this. Since you already use some other original tracks, not like it will be out of place. Wait, is this actually gonna take an hour and 20 minutes instead? This is more or less the halfway point of the race, isn't it? Really, I'm not that sure about that. Because obviously the half point of 15 is 7.5, and we are more than halfway through the 7th lap, but I don't think that that's how it works when you're counting laps, is it? Okay, let's do the manual count. So right now, at the end of this lap, we will have done 7 laps. Like, by the time that it says 8 there, we did a total of 7 laps. So then you have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, that's 8. What I'm trying to say by that is you have 8 laps after this one, 8 full laps, which will mean that the halfway point is actually halfway through this track. So it will be 7.5. Like, you did 7.5 and there are 7.5 to go. So yeah, in that case it will be half an hour. I mean, an hour and a half of total time. Because the time that we get to the halfway point of this lap will be around the 45-minute mark. And obviously 45 times 2 is 90, and 90 is an hour and a half. I mean, it was kinda expected when the average lap time counting pit stop and all of that is essentially 6 minutes. And 6 minutes, 6 times 15 is 90. So makes sense. I just hope that the following track is not that long, though it most likely will be. It most likely will be basically to compensate for the fact that this one is not that long, relatively. And yeah, that would be annoying, but it is what it is. I just hope that none of the remaining races are 2 hours long. Because that's very possible. I don't want to deal with 2-hour races. If possible. I wouldn't be surprised if at least the last one was 2 hours long. What I definitely hope that they don't do is making a race at test course. Because I'm pretty sure if this was Gran Turismo 3, I don't know exactly what track selection there is in the Formula Championship, but I'm almost sure that one of them is test course. So I really hope test course is not here. I mean, especially when you already had an oval race with Twin Ring Motegi, right? The Motegi oval track. You don't want another oval. One oval is already allowed. I was gonna say that's already good enough, but no, that's already bad enough. So adding a second one will be even worse. It's crazy to think of the concept of doing the carousel on a Formula track. Like, that just sounds stupid to say it. But I do wonder if physically, if it's even possible for these cars to be here. I feel like they cannot even be here. You cannot even do half of the like of the regular sectors with how many bumps there are. I cannot even control this thing. Yeah, at least the advantage is not a problem. Like, it was a problem on the second stint. It was getting very close, but yeah, we're fine now. I almost didn't go to pits. Well, here basically if you somehow manage to miss pits, like, you have to turn around and enter. But if you somehow try to do this shit, like, one lap with these tires is not possible. So I don't know what happens when you try to enter the pits in reverse, right? Like, what will happen if you try to enter through the exit? I mean, obviously in a real race you will get penalized, not to mention probably even, you know, probably get some actual charges. Well, you definitely will get fire as well. But the thing is that in this game, if I had to guess, it's probably gonna trigger the pitting sequence whenever you get to the entrance of the pits. But I cannot say that I ever tried, so I wouldn't know. It's the first time in a while that I do that corner properly. That's crazy. I don't remember if the PS3 games even have the Formula Championships too, or if they don't have them. And if they have them, what I also know is if they have this ridiculous lengths. Because I remember that either one or two of the PS3 Gran Turismo games does not have real-time endurances. Like the things that are supposed to be 24-hour endurances, I think that they changed them to 2.4 hours. So it might be the case as well with this championship, like it might still be there, but like maybe they reduce the length of the races tenfold as well. I don't know. I do remember the Formula cars being a thing in those games, but just because they are a thing doesn't mean you can use them, you know? I mean, you can use them in an official championship like this. I hate when I'm doing sectors so well and then one corner comes and fucks me over like that. Oh, and this corner I have been the one that I failed the most on this race. That was pretty fast, all things considered. that's the point. The cool thing is that with this car you can go so fast in a lot of these corners that are meant to be fast. Oh, also there's something I should realize. It's essentially impossible to get like a real fastest lap here. But essentially all of the laps involve a slow start. Well, either a slow start or a slow end. Because the first one in the race, well, it's most likely the most accurate one. But it's also the one that has a slow start because of the rolling start, right? But then every other one, like the second one of every stint, has the ending where you have to pit in, making it obviously not fast. And then the one after that has the slow start of getting out of pit, so essentially the fastest lap, like that 5:39, I could probably do something like, I don't know. I mean, I can do it faster than that, even not counting the pit stop, but the point is that counting the pit stop, I can probably do 2 or 3 seconds faster than that. As much as I would like to go for a PB right now, I can't. This one will end in a pit stop. The only way you can get close to that PB is on the laps where it starts by you getting out of the pit stop. So even there, I feel like, is that supposed to be the first lap, or was that another lap that I got that time? Because if it was the first lap, I guess I can just forget about getting a better time than that. Like it's not gonna happen. What the hell? I like the fact that with that accident, the only 2 tires that got like completely wasted were the ones on the rear. Not the ones on the front that are more than well. It had to be the ones on the rear. Just to speed up the decay process, you know. Has to be done fast. And at this point you essentially have to add into your strategy the fact that every corner entrance will start with a drift. You have to assume that this is essentially gonna turn into a rally race. From this point until you get to the pits, you're essentially driving a rally car. I can barely steer. I steer a little bit and it... Right, calm down. I mean, I'm talking to the car. I'm very calm. Since I know that with this advantage, these guys are not gonna overtake me whatsoever. The car is definitely not very calm right now. And it's expected, but you gotta just survive a little bit more, buddy. Just a little bit. Not asking for a lot. Jesus. If it was possible for a tire to pop, right now I would be extremely scared. Because it will most likely pop when they are fully red like that. You can also see that I'm not reaching the full speed that should be like 350 kilometers per hour, and that's pretty funny. Doing that whole thing sideways, it's pretty funny. Alright. I need you to get to the pits, mister. I think it's better for you to do that corner like that. I don't think you can do much else. Like, it might look like I'm trying to choke by driving like that. I'm not. Like, it's legitimately that bad to drive. Like, it's legitimately that hard to make it steer. The issue is that this guy is now pretty close to me. Shouldn't be close enough to be a problem, but it did get extremely close, without a doubt. Those 9 seconds are pretty funny. Now you realize just how feeble this advantage is. Because the moment your tires don't want to cooperate, like, you are no longer in charge. Your tires are in charge. And if your tires want to do what they did on the previous lap, the guy behind will definitely get close to you. Very close. Yeah, basically, we went from a 40-second advantage to a 10-second advantage in the span of like a single section. Just like that. After this, I feel like even if it's an easy track, whatever is the one that comes next, I feel like I'm still afraid of turning off the driving aids. I mean, and mostly because here I'm not warm up to drive without them at all. I essentially have this whole race where I have them on. I mean, at least if it's an urban track, you don't have the danger of going off track, so it helps a little bit. But a lot of corners here, I'm doing it with an insane amount of confidence that definitely is not gonna happen without the aids. To me, it's crazy, the bumps. Like, the bumps in the road are absolutely insane. But yeah, it's obvious that a car like this is not gonna be able to do shit. I am surprised though that the AI is having zero issues with this for some reason. You would expect them to struggle maybe a little bit more, but no. They are doing it like it's nothing. Like no problem, bro. I did that sector super fast. Pretty sure as physically fast as possible. I think I can do it much faster than that. Yeah, this guy is still chasing very, very close. Oh, come on, dude. Why do the paths have to be so narrow? As expected, as soon as you touch the grass, you are done. Like, the time you are gonna waste is crazy. So that's not an issue, like, that's what you expect, but the issue is just the roads being this narrow. For a car like this that goes this fast, it's absolutely crazy. I mean, that's a problem for any car. But when you're going this fast, a road being this narrow essentially turns into a death trap, to say the least. I hope that with all those off tracks that I have, my tires don't have to suffer too much. Because I cannot really afford many repetitions of what happened on the previous lap. I can maybe have that happen one more time, but not more than one more time. In that regard, I am a little bit afraid. But also, I was wrong of what I said on the previous lap. You don't reach 350 kilometers per hour in this straight ever, unless you are going behind someone's slipstream, but on your own, no, that's... I did not mean to do that. On the bright side, that shouldn't have any effect, assuming I don't do it again, because you can essentially do like a pit stop at 13, and that's the last one. Like, the last pit stop is at 13. But that still sucks. Like, that wasn't good. And I didn't mean to do it, it's simply that my car just decided to go there. It's fine. At least that also means that this lap is gonna be clean, well, it should be clean when it comes to driving, since my tires should be able to hold on. Once you enter that pit entrance, if you try to go reverse, you're gonna waste more time than just doing the pit stop, you know? So there's not much I could have done there, really. The only problem with this is that I will have to do the end of the... I have to do the end of the lap with very bad tires on the final lap. That's the one thing that scares me a little. To the point that it might be better to finish the final lap on pits rather than doing it normally. Well, not really, but... Okay. I can't believe that even this far into the race we still don't have the guarantee of victory. That's pretty crazy. And to think that I wanted to do this without driving aids, Very funny of me, I gotta say. It's fine. You gotta get out of the way, buddy. Oh, you're gonna make me get out of the way? You know that I can do that trick too, you sack of shit, right? This is a 2 players game, asshole. I could have been worse, so you gotta be thankful that I didn't make you be completely spin on the wrong side of the road. You got off very, very lightly there. If I really wanted to, I could have really fucked you up. So be grateful. There is one detail that you have to remember, that he has to pit stop on this lap and I don't. Even though pit stopping here will be the safer option, but I don't think I will. It will be the safer option for sure, and it really wouldn't make me be in a super bad situation since I will still be ahead of him, but I don't think I want to. Well, unless I accidentally enter the pits again like a moron, that could happen. I don't want it to happen, but it seems that it's not something I decide. This road is so fucking dangerous. I sound like a broken record, but I can hardly believe it. That they even thought that putting Nurburgring was a good idea. It was to be expected, like it's not like I'm surprised that they put it, but yeah. They shouldn't have. They should have waited at least until they develop the Grand Prix variant. Whatever. So we're not pitting in. And I'm telling that to you, car, as well. Don't pit in. Because last time you made me pit in. I didn't mean to pit in. You were very thirsty for fuel, even though your tank was almost full. It's kinda a similar situation of that. Oh, that's a PB by a lot, by the way. I was gonna say, it's like that one race in Driving Park where the AI keep entering the pits on accident. It's not happening here though. But it essentially is it's like the equivalent for me. Because the pit stop is in a place that if you go longer on the corner, you're gonna enter it when you don't want to. That still doesn't affect the amount of pit stops. Like the pit stop is gonna be on this lap, and then I should be able to endure until the end of the race. But as I say, the end of the final lap is gonna be extremely dangerous. The end of the final lap is not gonna be a show whatsoever. We will see how that goes. Damn, I cannot do this fucking chicane properly, huh? My tires are still not in a bad state or anything, so... At least having such a large advantage is always reconforting, no matter how feeble that advantage actually is. It's always reconforting to have your opponent almost a minute away from you, you know? Yes, it can stop being like that at any time, but it should be mostly fine. Oh no, damn it, that's very bad for the tires. So if they needed any more abuse... I guess it's my bad for trying to do that whole section at full speed with tires like this. You want to do that when your tires are in good shape, not right now. Now the problem is that that advantage will go down by quite a lot. Well, that's the thing. Something that I almost forgot. Aside from the advantage being feeble because of accidents, it's not a real advantage, because I still need to pit stop, even though they also need to pit stop on the following lap. I gotta keep that in mind. Well, I guess in that regard it is still a real advantage since it will even out at the end, but I gotta be careful. Like, I cannot take this one for granted at all. They are already pretty orange, and I'm still not that close to the main straight as I would expect. So that's scary. That's quite scary. Oof, okay, I did that corner very well. Considering the state of my tires, was able to maintain control very, very well. At least the one mistake here that I did was entering on the pit stop in a lap that I wasn't meant to. Because if the mistake instead of that was not entering the pit stops in a lap that I was meant to, it would have been impossible to win, basically. Well, it could still happen, by the way. It could happen on this lap. This is the only remaining lap where something like that could happen. I hope it doesn't, but it could. So don't count that out. It can always happen. But no, it won't happen. Don't worry about it. We are in. And now, well, should be smooth sailing until the end. Well, I hope it's smooth sailing. We will see. Right. That was still probably the fastest lap that I got on a pit stop. They usually tend to be more than 6 minutes and 10 seconds, but there it was actually very close to 6 minutes. Unfortunately, today's stream is gonna end God knows at what time because of the initial issue that I had. With this advantage, and also counting the fact that they need to pit stop here, I should be more than fine. Oh, nice, I did this chicane properly, unbelievable. Maybe like, well, I don't think it's the first time, but it's probably like the third time in the whole race that I managed to do that. Blame the bumps for that. The bumps are the ones that fall. So here, if I really wanted to play it super safe, I could pit in on this lap and basically guarantee that I'm gonna win, since I wouldn't have to worry about bad tires on the final lap, and I obviously am ahead of them here and they need to pit in as well, so that wouldn't be a problem. But nice if there was a shorter version of Nordschleife that included this sector here with the super fast corners. And then basically around here, when you go right, instead of taking the carousel here, it would be nice if it kept going forward and should see like a very short track, including that. But, you know, that's not the way it works. Well, or rather, I think at the end of those fast corners there is also another path that goes to the left. Maybe you will take that one and go back where you came from. I wonder if anyone is crazy enough to use the paintings on the floor as a braking reference. I mean, in a video game they are always the same, but I'm pretty sure that in real life those things are probably constantly changing, right? Since they will probably get clean off and then painted again, like some other new ones, I mean. It's actually gonna be more than a minute of advantage, assuming I don't have an extremely bad accident at the end, which could happen, of course. Well, final lap. Oh, and that was also a PB, by the way. 5 minutes and a half. Did I really do that fast? I guess if I did a single lap without a single of track, I will probably take that down to like 5:25 or something. Maybe even less, because I think that in that previous lap I had multiple of tracks. Even if there weren't that many, pretty sure it was more than one. Was also a very good sector. It's a shame that even before the very end of the lap, the tires get so deteriorated. Because I could try going for another PB right now, but I don't think it's happening simply because of that. At least the fact that I've been driving this clean also translates to the... Too late, never mind. Driving clean sometimes translates to the tire usage not being that bad, I guess. None of that matters when you get into an accident like that. By then you are very clearly not gonna, be fast enough for the PB anyways. That was crazy. Are you for real? How did that oversteer even happen? I don't really know how. This will end up being an hour and a half, like exactly an hour and a half. It would have been pretty nice if I didn't waste the first 10 minutes of the stream doing that attempt that didn't go anywhere. But I mean, if the next one is also an hour and a half, that would be pretty nice. Something tells me that they are not gonna be that merciful twice. They're probably gonna make the next one an hour and 40. Here, see that bad split that goes to the left uphill? It would be nice if you could go there and then look back to that sector, and that will be the track instead of the monstrosity that it is right now. Did that really fuck me up that badly? That 1 minute advantage that you see right there is gonna very quickly go down. You will see. It will go down before you realize. The best thing to do in those areas that have so many bumps. Wow, I completely fucked up my tires there, but in those areas with so many bumps, the best thing you can probably do is to just release the accelerator, you know? But yeah, at least well, I'm surprised that no, but that's probably an old advantage right there. Like before I started going very slow. Alright. That's gonna be well, less than an hour and a half even for the race. Alright. Pretty nice. And not really though. That was a very fucked up race. As expected. Wait, we got it. So, man, now, despite the next race being super easy, I feel like disabling the driving aids is gonna be such a bad idea. Like, such an absolutely horrible idea. But I also don't want the race to be super easy, so where is it gonna be? That's the only thing that matters. Where? In El Capitan? This is a crazy track that I don't like at all, but at the same time I would like to try without driving aids. So they decided to go for one of the original tracks. I think that this is a bad idea. I really was not expecting this track though. So I didn't really have anything planned for this track. But I do think that disabling the driving aids here is also a terrible idea. At least, yeah. It's a standing start. That's the good thing. Very loud one. That was the case in the previous standing starts as well. Well, the main issue here is getting used to the lack of driving aids. Because in the previous race I got extremely aggressive on corners, but obviously here I cannot afford to do. So yeah, gotta be very careful about that. Another problem is that this also, well, I don't know if bumpy, but it's a track that has a lot of uphills and downhills. And that's obviously annoying in itself, but even more annoying with a car like this. Now, since most likely I will have to pit stop earlier, keep in mind that I do need to get an advantage of these guys. Like, even if I have to drive safely to avoid getting into accidents, I also need to get an advantage. Okay, that was good. So this seems like a nice duration for this track, right? It's gonna be 1.5 minutes of average lap time. That should mean also close to, well, probably actually a little bit more than 1.5 hours, but well, yeah, never mind. It's pretty much the same as the other one. Yeah, forget about it. Nothing really out of the ordinary. The number one priority is getting a decent advantage of these guys. I'm not very good at this track, so I have to figure out how to get that advantage. But then this is a very surprising pick. I guess, at least visually, of the original tracks that are new to this game, this is the one that has the most amount of work, so they are probably extremely proud of this track. And it's understandable. I mean, visually this track looks amazing. I just wish the track layout wasn't so annoying, but it is what it is. Yeah, the question is, at what lap do I need to pit in? Most likely lap 6. If I had to take a guess, it's gonna be lap 6. Simply because in almost every track I needed to pit stop 10 times. What the hell? Well, that was pretty weird. How did that happen? Not sure. That was a huge loss of advantage. And for some reason, what was very weird there too is that the shift stayed at 5, even though I was clearly going slower than the... Maybe that's what happens when you get into a big hit. Then that was bad. I just don't know how that happened though. Like how I steered badly enough that it went right into the wall. But yeah, that's bad. That's very bad. Oh, I need to escape again. And I already had trouble doing that, you know? Alright, seeing that the average is actually gonna be closer to 1 minute and 25 seconds, probably if you count pit stops, but as well as laps where I fuck up, of course. Seeing that being the case means that it most likely will be an hour and a half and not more. Probably. Oh, that's good. So, actually got past. See, that's the thing. That corner to me is such a non-issue that when that accident happened, I actually got surprised. It wasn't supposed to happen. Right there, I didn't even notice the corner. I wasn't paying enough attention to be like, oh yeah, be careful of this corner. No, I was just driving normally. Yeah, I really don't know why it decided to drive me against the wall that other time. So I gotta say that it's pretty crazy to do a track like this fast. So I did this track multiple times in this game, but it was all with cars that were obviously slower than this. So doing it with a car like... Alright, see, right there, I gotta assume it was because of the tire wear that happened. Because otherwise it makes no sense. I didn't do anything out of the ordinary there. It has to be because of the rear left tire that happened. The problem is that this thing is gonna very heavily not gonna withstand another lap, but I need to endure another lap without pitting. Because if I don't, pitting every 5 laps essentially means pitting a total of 13 times, right? No, 12. Well, it's not really that different, but I don't want to do that. But the problem is that my tire is really in a very rough spot right now. And the next lap is gonna be hell. But I need to do it that way, I feel. I don't have any other choice, but man, starting the lap with an orange tire like that is wild. I know that with less accidents, probably the tire wear is not gonna be that bad on the next stint or the final lap, but man, that's very scary. Like now I'm being so careful with the accelerator, as you can probably see by looking at the bottom left. Well, not just by looking at the bottom left, but also hearing the engine. Like I'm very, very carefully lifting the accelerator. There's also a fly in my wall that is distracting me a little bit. I'm not gonna blame it in case something bad happens, but I don't like it. It is distracting me a little bit. Just knowing it's there is distracting. It's not really that it's doing anything out of the ordinary, it's just there. And that is enough for me to get distracted. Ah, damn it, no. Fuck. For fuck's sake, dude. Well, the problem is that, yeah, that's a huge waste of time. And these guys won't pit stop for a while. Ah, that's a problem. That's a very big problem. Damn it, dude, all the advantage that I had pissed away on that final sector like it's nothing. God damn it, dude. Why has the tire wear need to be so bad? Or rather, why do their tire wear has to be so, you know, resistant in comparison? Fucking assholes. Whatever. Should be able to get very close to them regardless. And they obviously will need to pit stop. If I had to take, I guess they are gonna do it every 8 laps. And that essentially means that they will do it a total of 7 times. So it's a very similar relation to, well, most of the races so far. Basically 3 pit stops of difference. Very similar in that regard. Yeah, they are most likely doing it on lap 8. Well, if they do it on lap 9, it will still be 7 pit stops regardless, so in that regard it doesn't really matter. As long as it's not on lap 10. If it's on lap 10, I'm afraid that I'm officially in trouble. Lap 8 or 9 is fine. It's totally fine. For now, every time that I see that corner, I'm gonna be a little bit more careful about it. At least it all points out at this being a very interesting race, and I like that. This is gonna be one of those races that might feel the closest to an actual race. Well, Nurburgring also felt like that. Basically up until the last 4 laps, I did not know if I was gonna win or not. Okay, so they are pitting on lap 8. So as I say, that means 7 pit stops, which is good enough for me. I also gotta be careful about essentially every corner that wants you to take it at full speed. I have to be careful about it, because you can lose control like it's nothing. So don't try to do the corner by fully stepping on the accelerator. Like, try to lift it and try to steer very, very softly. Don't do anything too harsh. was a very good lap. Is it gonna be a PB? No, it won't. I do wonder if the PB was a lap with slipstream though. If it was a lap, no, that's impossible. Because the only lap with slipstream was the first lap, and there is no way that was the fastest one, considering that we had a standing start. Which, by the way, it really it's been a long time since we had a standing start in this championship. Almost every race so far has been rolling start. Well, if Suzuka is one of the tracks remaining, that's another one that has a standing start. So there's that. Yeah, at least I think the good thing here is that I'm getting a good advantage that again could be pissed away in a matter of seconds, because an accident like the ones I had can just make it go away as quickly as it came, but I think I should be fine. Okay, that was a little bit dangerous. Fine though. I'm also, yet again, just like yesterday, tensing my fingers quite a lot. I mean, it's kind of what happens when you drive without driving aids. Because that movement that you do with your finger, where you play with the accelerator to very carefully steer, is very tiresome to do. See, for example, this stint was very good, and it still was not enough to avoid the rear left tire from getting orange pretty much before the final lap of the stint. So that's a problem, because it will be like that until the end of the race pretty much. But I don't like the alternative, which is basically just basically doing pit stop every 5 laps. That seems like a way worse idea. I mean, it's the only tire that is an issue. Every other tire is doing fantastic, but not that one. This is one of those cases where you wish you were allowed to only change one tire. No, you're not allowed to do anything to the car. There is no customization aside from the driving aids. Well, the driving aids and probably the gear distribution as well. You can probably edit that. I don't know why you would want to edit that though. Pretty sure you could. At least the pit stop is also extremely fast. Well, the pit lane is longer than it could, because it still goes for quite long after the crew is done with you. Like, it could end there, for example, but it keeps going a little bit more. But all in all, it's still very short. That was super fast. That on the other hand, yeah. Already wasting the tires this early? Come on. Don't do that. So this is gonna be yet again another race where my difference with them is not gonna be bigger than one lap. Like, I'm gonna lap them once and that's it. It's not gonna be anything more than that. But don't expect anything more than that, because it won't happen. See, right there the same thing happened as last time for trying to take that corner without lifting the accelerator, trying to take it at full speed. The thing is that you can take it at full speed, but you cannot be pressing the accelerator and steering at the same time. That's because of the lack of traction control. You are not allowed to do that. At least I gotta say that I'm relatively happy that even though I'm not a fan of this track, I'm still able to do it quite fast, all things considered. That means that, I mean, unless they somehow don't put Suzuka Circuit, which I really don't think it will happen, but unless they skip it, there is essentially only one track remaining to guess. So I still think that Hong Kong has to be part of this, and if that's the case, it should be Hong Kong Suzuka. I really don't know what they will be thinking if they don't put Hong Kong, though. It's like the perfect choice for a world championship. So now that I think about it, this is essentially the only new original track that this game has, right? Unless some of the rally ones are also original. Pretty sure that this is the only original one good. Well, there is Driving Park as well, I guess. That one is also new. Yeah, almost every new track from this game is a real circuit. I mean, new track compared to the previous game, obviously. You have to do that little bump with the accelerator no matter what, or you're 100% losing control of the corner. Pretty messed up, but it is what it is. I try to go for a PB here. So far this lap seems like it has the ingredients to make it happen. Though that corner was a little bit bad, without a doubt. So, is this gonna be a PB? Would be nice. No, barely not though. It was very close. But man, I wonder, when did I do that PB? How did I do that so fast? I have no clue. Is that right now when the rear left tire is already worn like that? There are a lot of corners that are most likely not gonna be done very optimally. Like that, for example. It could have been worse. Keep in mind that my next pit stop has to be on the next lap. Even that one wasn't a PB. I have no idea what lap I got that time, but I don't think I'm besting it anytime soon. But here I could potentially best it, but only if I didn't need to pit stop. Because I have the slipstream of these guys. Also, I do think that there is one part of this track that the AI does super slow, which is one of those first corners, well, it's like the second or third one, where they go through the sand or dust or whatever it's supposed to be, and they really slow down by doing that. They don't get into an accident like in Laguna Seca at least, but I feel like they lose a lot of speed simply for stepping on that, which is what is expected. I don't know why they insist on stepping on that, but what's the big idea, you know? Oh, get out of the way, come on. I'm gonna go to pits anyway, so I guess do whatever you want. Stay lap. Look how quickly you enter the pits and you're already with your crew. It's as I say, it might be one of the fastest pit entrances in the game, but... I mean, Seoul is probably faster, I don't know. I mean, you will have to measure side by side. Well, Opera Paris, I remember it also being relatively fast, right? I think you needed to brake on that one. No, it's been a while since I done that track, well, and it seems that this championship is not gonna have it either. What the hell? There are some oversteers that I really don't understand, and that's one of them. Why the hell did you oversteer there? For what reason? But in fact, you're oversteering a little bit too much right now. Is it because of cold tires? What making you oversteer or what? You shouldn't be doing this. Well, the bright side is that the next pit stop will happen. We will all pit stop at the same time. That's nice. And straight into the wall. Also, a track like this is pretty funny that it will essentially be probably very illegal for racing, considering how close you are to every mountain, you know. Like, that's not safe at all. Like, not even close. Well, it's kind of like Deep Forest. Deep Forest is also like it's a track that if it existed, I'm pretty sure that it wouldn't be used for racing or the lack of safety. Corners legitimately very fast, and the only reason why I'm not doing them that fast very often is simply because I'm afraid of losing control. But you could do a lot of this extremely fast if you really want to. If you have the balls for it. This guy probably gonna get in the way. So he gave me a little bit of slipstream as well, so this will be a PB. I don't know if it's because of, like, if he wasn't there, it might have still been a PB. That little slipstream probably did help a little bit on that corner exit. But here we're gonna have even more slipstream. But yeah, see what I say, that when they step on the sand there, they waste a lot of time, like an insane amount of time. So yeah. I think that's one of the reasons for me. Well, the AI is never strong in the first place compared to the player, but one of the reasons is definitely them stepping on that for absolutely no reason. Like, if that wasn't sand and instead it was grass, maybe that would be the fastest way of doing it. Being sand, I can guarantee you, is definitely not the fastest way of doing it. I don't think that's gonna be a PB, because there were some very awful corners. Yeah, it won. That current PB is probably gonna be the PB for a while. Probably gonna remain there for a very, very long time. I wouldn't expect to surpass it anytime soon. I tried to brake early and I still hit him. I mean, if anything, that tells you just how unoptimally these guys do corners. I say that and then I do that, which is pretty funny, but yeah, that's because of my tire essentially being in a very sorry ass condition, and in fact doing one more lap with this is very bad. I think the only reason why my car doesn't behave as badly as he did in Nurburgring when I was on the second lap of a stint, is because back then it was both tires. So by only being one tire, it seems that it struggles in corners like that, where it's specifically about steering to one side. But in the rest of the corners, it seems that it's not that different. For example, here, okay, well, right now it's starting to reach a critical level, so that's the problem. I think that right now, no matter what you do, it's gonna be a shit show. So I better do them slow. Well, not to mention that the right one is starting to show a very bad color. Wait, they didn't pit stop? That's a problem. Are you trying to change your strategy here or what? That's very annoying. None of them... Oh, never mind. I always make the same mistake. It's because they are just now on lap 24. How do I keep falling for the same shit over and over again? How is that possible? I didn't learn my lesson after all this time. Just keep falling for the same thing. Those cases where I will be curious to see if pitting between 5 laps instead of 6, if at the end of the day that would actually be faster than doing it like this. Because obviously you're gonna waste more time pitting in, but you're not gonna have, or at least you shouldn't have, any of the accidents that involve tire wear, you know. I still cannot lap anyone. But it seems that at this rate, I might be able to lap the second place before the halfway point of the race, because the halfway point of the race is the lap 32. So I most likely will lap him before then, which means that I could potentially lap him twice, which is very nice, honestly. Got him. Yeah, it was relatively early compared to what I expected, so that should actually mean, assuming I don't make an extremely gross mistake, it should be 2 laps by the end of the race that this guy's lap. Well, it could be 3, assuming I make an insane race in the remaining laps, but no, I don't think that's gonna happen. That will require making every lap perfectly. Well, and as you can see, if I already start like this, it won't happen, obviously. God damn it. But, you know, it's gonna be 2 laps and not more. Hey, that's good enough for me. I don't mind. think that we came from a track that I also was close to lose, even with driving A's. Then we go on to this one that already less than halfway through the race I already lapped the second place without driving A's. Well, that's in case you had any doubt. That just tells you how messed up of a track Nurburgring is. I mean, it's something that is obvious with a track that long, with also such complex corners. But in case you have any doubt now that the Nurburgring is the most complex track ever, well, you shouldn't. Well, most complex ignoring rally, because I'm not talking about this game, I'm talking in the world in general. Because if we start counting rally sectors, you know that rally is not done in self-closed tracks, it's done in a place that has a beginning and an end that are not the same. Those things are very complex. If we're talking about motorsports, I don't know if I will say that Nürburgring is more complex than those. Probably not. But yeah, it's essentially, aside from that, the most complex track in the world. And I think if anything, is, you know that I heard some drivers, I don't know if they are real life drivers, I think that they mostly just do sim racing. There are a lot of drivers that sometimes they pick another track as the most complex one and not Nürburgring, but I think that that's, if anything, because of how popular of a track it is, that the moment you put a complex track that it's shorter but less known, like the average sim racer or even probably real life driver is gonna struggle a lot more. But that's because of lack of familiarity. Like Nürburgring is still the absolute most fucked up track there is. Talking about the Nordschleife variant, of course. Whenever I play Gran Turismo 5, you will see Nürburgring GP, which is like essentially the normal track version. You will see that that's a track like any other, like actually a normal track. Assuming it's in Gran Turismo 5, I think it is. Like, I don't think I'm wrong there, I'm pretty sure it's in that game. If it's not in that game, it's in 6. I remember Gran Turismo having that track. But we already know that it's not this one. This one only has the Nordschleife variant. Considering the amount of content that the game has, it really wouldn't be a surprise that the reason why that track is lacking is lack of development time. How much content the game has, and considering that this was made in 3 years, right? Because Gran Turismo 3 is from 2001, isn't it? Or maybe it's from 2000. Actually, don't remember. But the point is that I almost didn't pit stop. No, the point is that what's I about to say? Yeah, that they had to do it in like a 3-year time frame. So the fact that they were able to put all this shit in the game and still make it a functional and good game, it's no surprise that tracks like Nürburgring GP had to be sacrificed. Especially considering that for other tracks like Motegi or Sonoma, you do have variants. You know, it's not like they didn't want to put variants in the game. You already have example of tracks with variants, so it was most likely just lack of dev time. Especially considering that they have a Formula GP, Formula GT is called, yeah, championship with Formula cars, you know. I'm pretty sure they would have really liked to put that track. There are actually so many things that would like to discuss with Gran Turismo developers. It's a shame though that I'm not very well known about cars in general. Like, I might like cars a lot, but I don't have the knowledge that a real enthusiast would have. But still, as someone that likes playing video games, just asking a lot of things about development, you know, how much budget it took to have all this licenses. That's the other crazy thing. The amount of license this game has is mind-blowing, and even more mind-blowing the PS3 games. Like, the PS3 games, if I'm not mistaken, they have tracks like Daytona, Indianapolis, and brands like Ferrari, and I'm pretty sure Lamborghini as well. Like, it's nothing. On top of everything that this game already has, you know, because it's not like... The PS3 games, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that have all the content these games have plus more. Of course, there might be one car that is the exception, like a very old car that nobody gives a shit about, that is probably not coming back on the PS3 games. But the things that matter are pretty much there, at least as far as I remember. Wow, can you do this corner the right way at least once, dude? Hey, what's your problem right now? You failed that twice in a row and you don't have the tires as an excuse here, so can you stop fucking up, please? I would appreciate it. Hey, can you stop doing things wrong? For fuck's sake, dude. Hey, oh, nice jump. Okay, man, the tires got demolished with that. Hey, I don't know what's wrong with you right now. Why are you liking to go to the sand so much in this stint? Hey, what's your issue? Like, can you behave normally? Are you gonna have these behavior issues? But at least these guys are gonna pit in, so you won't have the excuse that they are getting in your way. So how about you stop doing stupid shit? Is that too much to ask? I hope not. Maybe I'm just not very focused right now, but why wouldn't I? I was focused before. I'm making a lot of mistakes right now. Or should I just blame the car? Honestly, I should just blame the car that way, you know? Why would I blame myself when I can just blame others, you know? don't see the reason. It's also true that, you know, if you look at the mileage of this car, it's like on 4,000 or something like that. 3,700. So this is a pretty cool view. I'm not used enough to it to use it though. But looks nice. The thing is that apparently the more mileage you have, the worse your performance is. It's just that I don't think it should be noticeable at this point. Like at this point it simply should be the same as nothing. It probably starts being noticeable at 10,000 though. I think the one thing that I should mention here is how, even after all this time, the oil did not require to be changed even once. If this was Gran Turismo 3, already by the second race of the championship you would have needed to change the oil. And unless I'm a moron, I didn't see any way in that game where you could go back to the main menu while you're in a championship, unlike this game. Like in this game, if you want to, you can change the oil while you're doing a tournament. But in that game, you can. Or at least I didn't see the option, you know? Very messed up all around. I think that for the last two pit stops, I'm actually gonna pit stop a lap earlier. Which should be in lap 54. So instead of making it in 54, I can do it in 53. And instead of making it in 60, I can make it in 58. So that way I still have... Come on, dude, you're so damn close to the pit stop, and yet you want to do this. Hey, what a way to waste time so unnecessarily. Hey, we're talking now pit stop. Yeah, 53 and 58 will be the final two. It's just that if I were... No, I think... Because the problem is that if I do that, the final lap will still be a shit show. Just that it will be the final lap and that's it. Another thing that I like about this track is that it has the variants, the rally variants. Basically they happen in this same track, just that you go off-road on the rally variant. That's pretty cool. They did put some effort into this track. And honestly, I don't like the layout. But with this Formula car, it has been pretty fun to drive. When you're not having an accident, that is. I mean, the accidents are something that are bound to happen when you have It is but when you don't have the driving aids. The track itself, doing it with the Formula car is pretty fun. Because you do things that normally you are used to do them super slowly. But with the Formula car you do them in a flash. And you do them extremely fast. Maybe that's the only thing I needed. I needed to use a very good car to enjoy the track. But I mean, I also think that that's the wrong way to look at it, because I'm pretty sure that with a good car you will enjoy any track. It's simply because the car is good and enjoyable to use no matter where. Yeah, I must admit that being used to taking a lot of these corners very slowly with other cars, racing through them on this thing feels very good. Ah, shit. Damn it. Now, I really don't know what will be, because I can, you know, complain about track layouts and all of that, but I don't know what answer I would pick if I were asked what's my favorite track in this game. I really don't know which one, honestly. I feel like I will be tempted to say Le Mans, but do I really like Le Mans that much? I don't know. Probably not. But I don't know what other answer I could give. Like, I'm not particularly fond of any of the urban tracks, I guess. So, when it comes to circuits, I don't know. Maybe it will be Le Mans after all. It's just that Le Mans is also a very specific track. Because if you do Le Mans with slow cars, I'm pretty sure it really sucks to drive. I mean, the same way as this track is not very nice to do with slow cars, but yeah, maybe if we're talking about a track that is enjoyable regardless of the speed of the car, that will be probably High Speed Ring. High Speed Ring is a very well done track, and it's been there since the first Gran Turismo, you know. I mean, I remember liking it a lot when I was a kid too. Well, there might be an element of nostalgia there as well for picking it as a favorite. It is a track that I think no matter what car you use is enjoyable to drive in. And I keep doing that one same fucking mistake every time. Like, I cannot avoid it. It's like I go very long on the first corner and then obviously lose control afterwards. Very annoying. But now you are losing a little bit too much control here. What are you doing? Well, you're supposed to wait until lap 42 to pit. You're already doing this mess? I don't know. Also, these guys should pit in on this lap, shouldn't they? If I'm not mistaken, this is their lap 40, so they should be pitting in right now. And as expected, that lap with those two accidents was extremely slow. 20 full seconds lost, and you believe that? Well, 19, same shit. But this corner, sometimes I go overboard on the corner exit, which makes me hit that small hill, and that ends up making me go off track. That's something I should avoid. God damn it, what the hell? This race is gonna be hard to lap them twice, you know? At this rate it will be very hard. You know, the worst part is that every time that I lose control like that, I already know that I will end in a position that is uncomfortable, that will require me to waste even more time to recover. That's the thing that sucks so much balls. Every time that I already see that I'm starting to oversteer, I already know that the time waste is gonna be gigantic. And this doesn't stop steering when I don't want it to. Alright, please enter the pits. Maybe the 2-lap advantage might be out of the... might not be possible now. I mean, it's still possible, yes, but... if I keep behaving like this, I don't know. That's just to show you that even when it looks like you completely dominated the track, when driving aids are off, it's never a guarantee. It will be a different story if I had analog acceleration, and even then I don't think it will be a different story, because I'm not used to really go like slowly on the accelerator on any game. I don't think I ever tried to slowly push the accelerator to get out of a corner without like oversteering. Even in games that use R2 for accelerating, I don't think I do it. It probably wouldn't really make a difference. But if I add a full racing set on the other hand, maybe it will make a difference. That will require getting used to it, of course. You cannot just start with that and be good as soon as you pick it up. think I definitely want to continue this tomorrow, considering that it will be the last stream, since I should be able to do the remaining 2 races. But that depends on how I feel, guys. If it is true that I caught a cold, tomorrow is gonna be the worst day on the cold. I hope I didn't, but it could still happen. Well, it will be pretty wild, which is not gonna happen, but it will be a nice surprise. If one of the remaining tracks is actually like a brand new track that never before showed up in the game, I mean, obviously they wouldn't do that, but it will be a very nice surprise. I don't think many games do that, many racing games. Like in general, well, I'm mostly talking about racing games with campaign modes like this, because obviously, yes, in games like Super Mario Kart, every Grand Prix is a new race, pretty much. But, I mean, games like this one where they have a handful of tracks and they, you know, repeat them quite a lot, obviously, because they have a lot of events. In those cases, I wonder if there is an instance of them just showing like a new track at the end. Well, I do know of the case of Ridge Racer 7 that you have a lot of events, even if it's not as many events as this game. And when you reach the very end, you get a track that never showed up before as a surprise. Which I still remember that the first time that I played that game, that was such an insane surprise to me. I mean, nobody would have expected something like that. Like, if at that point of the game you saw every track repeat, it's because you thought to yourself, well, this is as many tracks as they are. Then all of a sudden, no, there is actually another track. Just for you. For staying here until the end. That was pretty nice. I don't think it's gonna happen here. I mean, they wouldn't develop a track just to put it on a single tournament at the very end that most people are not even gonna see. There is no way that will be the case. So no, as I say, Suzuka Circuit has to be one of the remaining ones. And then the other one could be anything really. Considering that this track made it here, the remaining one could be absolutely anything. It's pretty cool of you to do that. Alright. God damn it. I just need you to enter pits. I just need you to enter pits, dude. Don't make me beg for it, please. Just enter pits peacefully. Not too much to ask. Alright. No, I think here I will pit in on lap 54 and then I'll do it in lap 59. Because if I do it in 53 and 58 respectively, the final lap will be the same shit show as this one. So at that point it wouldn't make a difference. I like how fast you can potentially do that chicane. It feels very good when you do it fast, but it's also very dangerous. It's very easy to go faster than you should. Bro, how many times are you gonna off track on this corner? It's like the worst corner to off track thanks to the sand at the side of it. Like, come on, I need you to not do that. This guy should pit stop here, right? If I'm not mistaken, they should be their 48 lap. So naturally, they will pit stop. So this is the chance to get to their slipstream. Well, it probably won't happen. I'm still a little bit far from it. Finish recording replay. Alright. Pretty quickly. Actually, did the Nurburgring race say that? Because I feel like it didn't say that. Like Nurburgring was still... like... it didn't show that message a single time, right? So maybe pit stopping is what takes a lot of replay space or something. It could be. Get out of the way. It would be nice if I could lap him on the track instead of lapping him on, like, just on pits. But I should be able to overtake him here actually, so yeah, it should happen here. Hey, come on, what are you doing? Yeah, I actually should be able to lap him before I need to pit in. Just that afterwards he will overtake again when I pit in, but at least the symbolical lapping should happen. leave that guy behind. Close. This guy is gonna get lapped very quickly. But probably on the main straight, not before. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Yeah, stay there. Stay back there, mister. Oh, yeah, I should probably pay attention to what's in front of me, my bad. A common mistake of not doing it. Oh, this shit again, dude. Oh, I hate that mistake so much. I hate that mistake so much because it's such an insane waste of time. God damn it, dude. That's so annoying. Well, I don't think I'm lapping him again before I need to pit in, because with my tire being like this, well, not to mention, forget about lapping him, I'm probably gonna get into such a bad accident, because I'm gonna try to overtake him while he's, well, obviously in front of me. I wouldn't overtake him if he's behind me, obviously, but yeah, probably gonna be a disaster no matter what. That is the part that I'm sure of. The next time I pit in will be lap 59, without a doubt. Oh, what the hell happened there? It was a little bit weird. Like the game stopped for half a second. Come on, don't go crashing on me right now, you know? That will be very bad. If it actually manages to crash here, will be amusing, I guess. Yeah, surprisingly, that lap didn't have any accidents. Very, very surprisingly. Well, the good thing is that here I can essentially overtake them all before they have to pit in. Ironically, we're probably gonna pit in very close to each other. They are gonna pit in on lap 56, which to them is like 2 laps after this one. Well, I guess it's not gonna be that close, but fuck, what the hell? How? I don't understand, dude. Like, I would really need an explanation on why oversteers like that happen. You cannot blame the tires for that. Yeah. Just wants to happen because it wants to happen, essentially. I would like to overtake them all before they have to pit in. Would be nice. Well, since we all have to pit in one more time, it's not like one of us is gonna... Like, I'm not gonna overtake them on pits. Well, I mean, I might, but the point is that I wouldn't get an insane advantage then. That's gonna be a huge time waste. Holy shit. You know, at this rate, I don't think I'm overtaking them before pits. God damn it. I mean, there are 2 more laps that I have before they pit in, so the chance is there, but if I keep doing shit like this, it won't happen at all. Trying to overtake these guys in a clean way on a corner entrance is almost impossible. They won't let that happen. If I want to make it happen, it has to be on this lap, and I don't think I'm overtaking the second place this lap. I kinda doubt it's gonna happen. It's a little bit too far from me. I mean, not that much if you look at the minimap, but... to do this very fast to properly overtake. This is a lap that has an insane amount of slipstream, so assuming that no accident happens, this could be a PB. Fortunately, he's gonna pit in. It's not gonna give me the satisfaction of overtaking him on the track. And no, that wasn't a PB either. That's a shame. Alright, so I say that I will pit in on this lap, and this will be the final one, the final pit in that I do. Essentially, as expected, 2 laps. I wasn't expecting that at the beginning of the race, but later on, yeah, it was kinda expected it would be 2 laps. Gonna be the last stint, and we're essentially getting prepared to closing out the race pretty much, just like that. I think that this race was quite fun to do. Like the laps that I can do properly are just very fun to do. The laps that I don't have accidents and I do them fast, those are very fun to do in this track. I gotta say I did enjoy that. I mean, I also did enjoy the laps at Nurburgring where I managed to keep control of the car and, you know, go fast in the places that you're intended to go fast. But I think that there wasn't a single fully clean lap on the Nürburgring race, which is logical, I hate. If you ever have the question why Nürburgring is not on the Formula 1 calendar, I mean, I'm not saying that the drivers are gonna be as bad as me, but those bumps will be there, and how dangerous that track is will still be the case. So, yeah, you don't want that to happen. Well, the drivers definitely don't want that to happen either. Anytime that you are steering and there is a bump, you gotta pray that your car doesn't get launched to oblivion. And this fucking corner is the worst one, dude. I think I decided that this corner is the absolute worst corner in the fucking track. Like, you go long and you are done. Absolute worst corner in the track. Like the other ones, where you can also waste a lot of time, you actually have to really mess it up to waste that much time, because it's not that easy to get into an accident. But that one, you don't even need to do like the corner super badly. Like, you just need to brake late and that's it. You are out. Like, this one requires you to actively completely fail the corner altogether to get into an accident. And as dangerous as that chicane is, well, in this game, since there is no damage, crashing against the walls like that doesn't do anything. But yeah, the point is that's the thing. You don't have to waste that much time because the walls are there. But here the walls are there only after you already enter the sand. In real life, probably the worst corner, if this track existed, will be the chicane. Because it will be extremely dangerous to do. This corner will be very fucked up in real life. You're basically asking the driver to go very fast, and if you fail, you're gonna go face first into a wall. Well, or the barrier, that could also happen. Whatever happens first, I guess. Well, final lap. At the end of the day, it did take slightly more than an hour and a half. So if I didn't have any accidents, it will be an hour and a half, not more. That ain't gonna happen. Well, actually, forget about. Probably that uphill will be even more dangerous, since it's a blind uphill and you also have the wall that in that case it's a mountain very close to you. That one is probably the worst. Hard to tell though. Yeah, that was a nice race. Not in terms of the stakes, I guess, but in terms of the driving, not bad. But yeah, there are still two more, and I have, aside from Suzuka Circuit, I have no idea what to expect from the other one. Well, more importantly, if Suzuka Circuit is not one of them, I don't know which other one could be. But for now, I think I probably want to finish this on the next stream. Since I already know that the next stream should be the last one. The next stream should be the last one on this championship, I mean. I think that might as well do it tomorrow, since the end is so close, right? Might as well. Yeah, depends on how I feel, but I probably am just gonna finish this up tomorrow. So hey, thanks everyone a lot for watching, and I'll be seeing you on the next stream, maybe with the closure of this championship. So have a good one, and take care.